Hello, this is Budaron. It's a bit noisy here today, but I'm going to try anyway to go through a small training program. So here we go. Remember the structure. Remember leading with the breath. Just start moving around here. Remember to keep your eyes horizontally and focus on everything at the same time. If you want, you can engage your arms. Many variations you can do here. Many. In this way. This way. Every way. Now, warming up a little bit. Warm up the legs. The figure 8 from the hand, from the arm, leading with the thumb or leading with the little finger, is the same with the legs. Keep your hip forward and your knees bent, and start leading with the toe. Draw small figure 8s with the toe. Keep your eyes forward. Keep the supporting leg a little bit bent. Keep your eyes forward and try to see everything at the same time. Lead with the breath. In the beginning you make small figure 8s. And then gradually you can make bigger and bigger figure 8s. You can have your knee low, or you can have your knee high. You can make small movements like this, or you can make big movements like that. Great exercise for balance. It also opens up the hip. And a great way for you to experiment with relaxation and tension. If you put too much tension in this leg, you will get tired fast. If you are able to relax, do this for a long time. Many variations. You can even do it in front of you like this, behind you like this. engage the upper body, or you can keep the upper body still. And after you lead with the toe, you can lead with the heel. First small movement. Many things to remember. Try to look straight ahead without focusing on anything. You'll probably focus on the screen the first time. Try to see what I'm doing. But next time you see the clip, you can focus on looking directly ahead and seeing everything at the same time. Remember leading the movement with the breath. If you lose your balance, no problem. Just focus on having good structure, being relaxed. Small movements with the heel first, then bigger. Knee high. As you can see, when the leg is moving in the figure 8, it's like starting a motion that can end up in any direction. So this is great if you want to increase your skillfulness with kicks. So it can look like your leg is going one way, but you're used to always changing direction on the leg, so it looks like you're going that way, but then you're kicking this way, or you're kicking that way, or backwards. All kinds of stuff. The other leg, leading with the toe. Be relaxed. You can, if you're relaxed, nice and relaxed, you can like bounce off the tendons of your leg. That's what supports you. Not the muscles. You're not tensing the leg. You're just relaxing and hanging on the tendons. Small figure 8s with the toe. Big figure 8s with the toe. Small ones with the knee high. Big ones with the knee high. You can do behind you, or you can do out on the side. Leading with the heel. Now, if you want to, I can make like a structured video where I go through everything like high, low, big, small, left, right, up, down. But why should I decide how you should move? I'm just going to show you the different alternatives, and then you can experiment with it and make it your own. Kick this way, or you can kick this way. Side kick. Swinging kick, hook kick. If you want to increase your skillfulness in kicking, you have to kick a lot. Begin slow and gain good balance. Experiment with like balancing on your knee. Like in this position, if your legs are locked and your butt's out and your lumbar curve is bent, it's difficult for you to bring the leg up, the knee up. But if you pivot the hip and keep your knees bent like that, it opens up the hip and it becomes easy for you to bring your knees all the way up. You can even knee yourself in the chest fairly easily. So here, your knee is loaded. From here you can kick anywhere you want. So experiment. Get used to having the knee high without using any power, and be able to move it around without losing your balance. If someone pushes you, you should be able to stay like that. And start practicing your kicks without guard or with guard. You can do what you want. Start practicing your kicks low first. If you want to have beautiful high kicks, that's fine. But in a self-defense situation, you wouldn't normally kick over the waist, like high roundhouse kick. You just swing the leg around and you pivot the heel with both legs. So it's the mass of the leg falling into your opponent with the ball of the foot or with this part of the shin. I will show you later how you can condition it. And if you wanted to kick high kicks, you want to align the legs like a scissor. You don't want to use muscular power that much. You want to use good structure. So you align your legs like a scissor, and then you just let the leg fall forward. You move your body weight a little bit forward, and then the leg just kind of follows, and then you give it a little bit extra. So now my legs are not so warm. I'm not so flexible anyway. So here is a front kick. Could be with the knee up. Front snap could be a pushing through front kick, or it could be a hook kick, sometimes called. Bruce Lee calls it a hook kick, like swinging kick, which is up, and then you pivot the leg, which pivots the hip. Would be something like this. You pivot the leg, and then you pivot it back, and that brings the leg back. And then you want to get back into a balanced, good position as soon as possible. If someone kicks towards you after, you want to be able to bring the knee up fast, either straight up like this, or out like that. I'm no expert at Muay Thai. I've been practicing it a little bit. So even in ancient Muay Thai, the hip is forward, the legs are bent, and it's very crouched position. The spine is straight. When the hip is forward, it's easier to your antagonistic muscles won't break the speed of the kick that much. And yeah, you know how force is calculated. It's mass times speed. So you want to be relaxed, let the body move in a good structural way without any antagonistic tension. That means tension in the other side of the body, so that when I when I contract the front of my legs to kick, I don't want to be tense in the back side of my leg because it will break the speed of the kick. So I want to be able to relax completely. Like that. Experiment by yourself. So bringing the knee up is the start for many different kicks. It's also high knee, it's like that. That's one. One knee is just up like that. Another knee is forward like that, like you pivot the hip forward a little bit. And then yet another one is that you bring it up from the side in towards the center and pivot on the ball of the foot so that you twist your hip and it becomes like a side knee, like this. Many different kicks. Also, you want to be able to rotate the knee. You have outgoing knee with both legs, and then you have ingoing knee with both legs. A good way to practice all these different kicks is to do a technique, one step back, the other leg forward, and technique with the other leg. Step back, step forward, technique with the other leg. Step back, step forward, technique with the other leg. Step back. You can put on some good music, and then you can make up your own routine. In the beginning, don't open your legs, don't kick too forcefully or don't kick too hard. You will injure yourself, you will strain yourself. So in the beginning, you just take it easy and then increase gradually as you feel you're becoming warm. So I'll just do some techniques here. One, two, three, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick, with or without guard. A close ancient Muay Thai guard would be something like this. Ingoing knee. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Straight kick. Begin not so high. I'm talking so much, I'm forgetting to breathe. The whole idea is to let the breath guide your movements. Some people like to breathe in accordance with the technique. I like to relax as much as possible, breathe just enough. If you increase the intensity, you may have to burst breathe, like this. But then as soon as you get enough air, gradually try to calm the breath down. Do like this all the time if you want. The straight kick can go up on same side same side, or we can go across, up towards the other shoulder. When you kick like this, you strengthen the legs and you flex, you increase the flexibility of your hamstrings. Just don't kick too hard and injure yourself, because then you'll have to rest and you won't be able to increase your skillfulness or your flexibility or your strength. Now I'm nice and warm. It could be 1, 2, 3 front kick. 1, 2, 3 side kick. 1, 2, 3 side kick. Hook kick, I mean. 1, 2, 3 hook kick. 1, 2, 3 reverse hook kick. 1, 2, 3 reverse hook kick. 1, 2, 3 reverse hook kick. Experiment by yourself. In the movies, they always have these beautiful hook kicks and side kicks and to the head. I don't know if that's a very good idea in a street fight if you have to defend yourself. I would rather go in with a low kick and hit them on the outside or the inside of the thigh with the shin, which you should condition so that it is strong, so that it can defend against the kick, or it can you can deliver some force with it without hurting yourself. If you haven't conditioned your shins and you try to block or you try to kick with the shin, it's going to be extremely painful, and then it can be kind of a knockout actually. You can get so much pain that you won't be able to continue with any kind of action. So low kicks are much more efficient in a self-defense scenario. Maybe you have to grab, you have to protect yourself from whatever. You can't like do the drunken master kicking to the head unless you're really, really good. But coming in and destroying your opponent's structure with a low kick or with a direct, just walking in with the knee to the front of his leg, for example, or to the groin. You really shouldn't do that to other people, but if you have to in a self-defense situation, that's much more efficient. Or alternatively, if you grab a hold of him or something, and your leg passes him for some reason, you can hook kick, which is you drop the mass of the leg so that it falls into him. And if it's already passed a little bit, and you can really swing your leg back, and then if his leg is in the way, you can imagine you can break his structure fairly easily. A little bit about kicks. Now, there are all kinds of other types of kicks you can research. Capoeira has nice kicks. Sistema has interesting kicks. Kick from any direction. Of course, the front kick and the hook kick and the side kick I had from my years practicing Taekwondo. Taekwondo has nice kicks. The only thing is you should be able to transfer force through the leg, not only kicking with the instep or the front of the leg like that. For points, you want to be able to put some force into it. If you kick with your toe out and then you hit with this part, you break your ankle fairly easily. So yeah, so think about these things. Think about having good structure, relaxation. Think about being able to, like you decide to do a straight kick, but then something happens, you have to pull it in and do a front kick instead, or a side kick. You should be able to in the motion, if conditions change, you should have good balance and be relaxed and be ready to change the angle of the kick or the height of the kick. Plenty of stuff for you to work on. Another kick I didn't show you, plenty of kicks I didn't show you, but if you do the straight kick and then on the way down you can give your legs some extra speed. You can stick him with the downwards like that, or you can hook it like that, or you can hook it to the side like that. So please experiment with these different concepts, but think about it in terms of principles, in terms of good structure, economy of movement, footwork, delivery. Like you should be able to come in and deliver and go out again and have good balance, move any direction like that. Good footwork, good structure, economy of movement, relaxation, leading with the breath. And then after you've been kicking a lot, you should definitely do some stretching after. And I always do my stretches with a little bit of bend in my knees. I don't want to lock the knees, it blocks the energy and it creates tension. So I want to keep my knees a little bit bent. So real quick, forward stretch. I would hang here for a long time and breathe. You can do it forward, straight down, and backwards. Just show you once everything here, and then you can experiment with it. Or you can grab onto the ankles and you can pull yourself down. Either down like this, or you straighten out the back like this. Work gradually. Don't overstress your tendons. It's better you use longer time and relaxed breathing. You'll learn so much more. So that's for the back side. Front side. So when you do this, you're stretching the front of the leg and the hip. You push the hip a little bit. You pull the foot back and you push the hip a little bit forward. And you can experiment with pivoting your hip. Breathe a lot, relax a lot, and then you can gradually stretch it out like that. This is great for balance. You stretch a little bit different, and then you get used to having a high knee, which is a good precondition for delivering good kicks. It's always easier to have a high knee and then drop the knee instead of having a low knee and having to lift the whole leg. The other one. You can pivot your upper body backwards to get it higher, or you can try to keep your torso straight. You can also help yourself by pulling like this. Then you have this stretch, which I advise you to do a lot because it helps you getting into meditation posture. This is almost half lotus right here. Then you put this foot as high as you can, and then you push your knee backwards and your hip forwards. Not too hard, you experiment by yourself, lead with the breath and relax, and try to feel how you can stretch different parts of the leg. You should stretch them for a longer amount of time than I do now, just showing you here. And then you have, of course, this. Here too, I don't lock the legs, I like to have them a little bit bent. You can stretch forward, straight down, behind. You can stretch on the top of the leg or in the front of the leg. Like that, something like that. Or I like to do dynamic stretching, not like but like with movement and breathing, go from one place, keeping them legs bent, and continuous movement back and forth. Like that. Another stretch for the front of for the hip and the front of the legs. Go down in a kneeling position like that, and either you put your heels on the outside and you just sit here. That's a really good stretch. And when you're done with this, if you're sitting for a long time, it will be painful. So you just relax and breathe. Help yourself up a little bit. And then you lean forward like that. And then you can sit like this for a while. When you're sitting here and stretching, try to work with your hip. Move it around a little bit. And see if you can relax more and more. If you, one way to relax more is to tense up the muscles and then relax them. So after you've done that stretch, I like to do the backwards one. Help yourself with the arms in the beginning and go gradually down. Maybe you can't pull down in the beginning. I put the elbow behind here and stay there for a while. And here also it's important that you keep your hip pivoted forward. Don't arch your back, don't arch your lumbar curve because you can injure your spine. So it's better that you stay up here and experiment with pushing the hip forward and pivoting the hip forward. And then when you're flexible enough, that way you can go down. But don't create a sway in your lumbar curve because you will only injure your spine. You won't be stretching anything. You won't be improving. You'll be hurting yourself, which is unskillful. So go down like this. And you can stay here for a while. You can do some meditation down here while you're at it. Or not. If this is new for you, you will have more than enough to deal with the pain. And the way to deal with the pain is to take relaxed breaths. Feel the pain and feel your breathing at the same time. You breathe in and out through the painful area, which helps it relax. Your intention guides the breath, and and it guides also the tension of the body. So, and the tension is the electrical signals of the body, that is your chi. So if you do this correctly, if you always lead with the breath and let the breath lead your movement, you'll become more and more aware of how you transmit electrical signals in the body. You will be developing your chi. And if you have an area which you are stretching, which is painful, or you have some injury or some stomach ache or whatever, or even a headache, you can breathe into that area, be aware of that area, and breathe into it. Use your intention with the breath, and experiment with relaxing the area and tensing the area. Tensing the area is sending electrical signals through it. So don't tense it too much in the beginning. Tense it up and relax it. Tense it up and relax it. Either just your hand, you can tense up your hand and relax the hand. Or just the bicep, or just the pecs, or the whole body, or you start with the lower body and tense up gradually until the whole thing is tense, and then relax gradually. Experiment with breathing and sending tension, which is chi, which is the electrical signals that you send around in your body. So try to learn how to use tension relaxation in different individual parts asymmetrically. And when you're stretching, it's an excellent opportunity for that, because it will take your attention off the pain. If the pain becomes too strong, you breathe into the pain, or you loosen up a little bit. Don't push yourself too far in the beginning when it comes to stretching. I'll do another one I like, which is pushing the knees out like that. You can put something soft under your knees if you want. And then this stretches the hip. You can move your weight a little bit forward. It stretches other areas of the hip until it's all the way forward here. And then you can move your hip with figure eights too. Experiment with moving your hip while you're stretching, and breathing and relaxing, and tensing and relaxing. So just get to feel your own body, stretch all the different parts. If you want to have beautiful kicks, this clip is mostly about kicks. You'll have to stretch all the different areas of the hip and strengthen all the different parts of the legs. You'll also have to condition, which will be another clip. Do forward stretch like this, of course, out this way. One area I'm not that good at stretching is the outside of the butt here. When you stretch these different stretches, keep a good structure. Keep your spine aligned. Don't put too much tension into it. Don't hang here and stretch out. Keep a good structure. Keep your intention on the breath, and the breath guiding the movement. If this is easy, you can do you can stretch your spine and this muscle at the same time. Just put your elbow on the the side of the knee like that, and put the arm behind you. Stretch the spine, look around the other way. Keep good structure. I'm just showing you here, you should do it for a longer amount of time. Stretching the spine like that, twisting the spine is a really good thing to be doing. Your spine is your central nervous system, your main channel of, well, it's a huge channel of chi and energy. Everything, all the signals in the body go through the spine. So the spine should be healthy. You should be careful with it, but you should also use it. And you should flex it like that. Also, you may remember from the first clip, most of the joints in our body are ball joints, and the spine is no different. There are many small building bricks with this round area and this cavity that can roll. So I showed you already, you can move in the figure eight with the head, leading with the back of the head, or leading with the cheek. And you can, if the head leads and you're relaxed, the whole spine can move like that. The hip can move like that. You can lead with the different parts of the hip. Move slowly at first. So your hip too consists of ball joints. You have a ball joint in each, connecting each of the leg, and you have ball joints connecting the hip to the spine. Which means you can move the hip around and around like this. You should really be able to do this. There are so many health benefits to having a healthy hip, a healthy spine. So this may look a little bit silly, but if you practice in front of your mirror in your room, no one's watching, you can become really good at moving your body, and you can have some good dance moves. You should be able to move your hip in a figure eight motion. And if you do that and move your head in a figure eight motion at the same time, then your whole spine moves like this. You enliven the whole spine, you sensitize the whole spine, you bring fresh blood in, and you bring waste and toxins out. Also together with that movement is moving your shoulders, keeping the whole structure relaxed, only moving your shoulders as far forward as you can, far down, far back, far up. Move slowly, lead with the breath, relax. Just showing you real quick here. You can do it one after the other, forward or backwards. Or the really difficult one in the beginning. One up, one down. One going forward, one going backwards. So it will be like this. Breaking it up into pieces first. This rotates your shoulders nicely, and also when your shoulders move in opposite direction like that, your chest also moves in a circle, as you can see. You can do it the other way. You should really be able to do this Work slowly at first until you can do it. If you just can't wrap your mind around it, try one arm forward and one arm backward first. Maybe that's easier. So, moving your head and your hip, connecting it all together, and your shoulders asymmetrically, like that, you enliven your whole body. You bring life back to your body. You teach yourself how to move. Leading with the breath, you teach yourself how to move very nicely. The body is of course also connected with the mind, so you're already starting to train your mind. There are so many health benefits and other types of benefits to knowing how to use your body asymmetrically. No matter what you want to do a physical activity, or you want to survive in your job without too many injuries, either if you are on a factory production line or you are pushing papers in a cubicle. These asymmetrical movements will bring life back to your body. So this was a really long clip. We went through many different things. It was supposed to be a clip mainly about kicks. It became a clip about moving your whole body. But that's really the purpose here, is to tie it all together. Tie the functions of the body and the functions of the mind together with your intention and your breath. And your chi, which is, if your body is a relaxed field, the chi is the tension moving through the field. So for all you people who have tension because of stress or whatever, work with these movements. Be careful with yourself. Work slowly at first. Breathe, relax. Do some easy rolls on the floor. Watch my rolling clip. And regain the health of your own body, regain the control of your own body. That's about all I have for this clip. I will be making more. If you have any specific things you want me to talk about or to show, I'm no expert at this, but at least I have a basic understanding of the tools. I can probably help you if you have a problem related to tension in the body. So I hope you spend some time and energy learning this for yourself, teaching yourself how to move, increasing the skillfulness in the way you operate your body and your mind through the breath. So if you like my clip or don't like it, please leave a comment. So, good luck with your progress. Put some work into it. Om Namo Buddhaya.